In today's news, Queen Elizabeth II laid to rest in historic funeral. Jasen Penn is confirmed as Director of Disaster Management. High expectations for new Jost Van Dyke Primary School and multi-purpose sports educational facility. Education Minister addresses concerns about the absence of a daycare on Jost Van Dyke. Cabinet approves a technical review committee to administer the Marine Estate Administration, as well as approve the BVI Ports Authority and Airports Authority new board. We have the details of this when 284 News returns.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome everybody. It's Tuesday, September 20th, 2022. A terrific Tuesday is wished to each and every one of you. I'm Ron Brandt, coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. I trust that each of you had an enjoyable weekend. Beginning our newscast, the world bid farewell to Britain's longest reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, on yesterday, Monday, during a historic and well-attended state funeral. Thousands gathered in London to witness the final journey of the Queen's coffin as it was carried from Westminster Hall to Westminster Abbey by 142 junior enlisted sailors of the Royal Navy. Ahead of the 11 a.m. funeral service, the Queen's long life was marked with a tribute of 96 tolls of the church's bell at 1-minute intervals, which concluded 1 minute before the service. Inside the church's wall, Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, delivered the Queen's funeral sermon, during which he praised her for a long life of service.
Her late Majesty famously declared on a 21st birthday broadcast that her whole life would be dedicated to serving the nation and Commonwealth. Rarely has such a promise been so well kept. Few leaders receive the outpouring of love that we have seen. Jesus, who in our reading does not tell his disciples how to follow, but who to follow, said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." Her late Majesty's example was not set through her position or her ambition, but through whom she followed. I know His Majesty shares the same faith and hope in Jesus Christ as his mother, the same sense of service and duty.
The Archbishop spoke before over 2,000 guests, including many world leaders such as the British Virgin Islands' own Governor John Ranking CMG and Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley, who were photographed at the ceremony. As the ceremonial practices at the historic funeral, all eyes were on King Charles III as he laid the company camp color of the Grenadier Guards on his mother's coffin. The king is also said to have left a handwritten note on his mother's coffin during the funeral with the message "In loving and devoted memory, Charles R," in which case R refers to Rex, the Latin term for king. From the service, the Queen's coffin made a 3-hour journey in the audience of thousands who lined the streets of London, who chanted "God Save the Queen," and threw flowers on its way to Windsor Castle. The Queen was laid to rest in the King George IV Memorial Chapel during a private burial late Monday evening. Continuing on locally, the Recovery and Development Agency and the Ministry of Education recently held a pre-construction community meeting with members of Jost Van Dyke community to discuss updates and address concerns from members of the public regarding the impending construction of the Jost Van Dyke Primary School and multi-purpose educational facility. Director of the Program Strategy for the RDA, Dr. Neil Smith, delivered opening remarks during which he emphasized, and despite this development being widely labeled a school construction project, that the RDA hopes to deliver, of course, an even greater value for the community than just a school alone.
What we're discussing today is not just a school, but a multifunction facility that is intended to serve the entire Jost Van Dyke community, not just as an educational facility for the school children, but also to serve the entire community and other events that they might have.
Minister for Education and Culture, the Honorable Sharibi De Castro, shared similar sentiments regarding the major impact the completed facility is expected to have on the Jost Van Dyke community.
Dominantly, the school is what will be present there, but I know it will be used for other community-centric initiatives. And we look forward, most importantly, I look forward to the learning that will take place in this facility. The children, the teachers, the principal, counselors, all educators truly deserve to have a space that is fit for purpose and that is conducive to learning. And I believe that it is important for us to thank the Jost Van Dyke community for their patience, to thank the children, the teachers, the principal of this institution for their patience as we have worked hard to get to this point.
According to projections from Smith, construction teams are expected to begin work on the site within the next few weeks. While this may seem like a short wait, Minister for Natural Resources and Labor, the Honorable Melvin Turnbull, reminded that this project is something that he and the residents of Jost Van Dyke have advocated for many years.
And I am excited, still willing to run and dance in the rain, because this day is here where we are one step closer to this project that I have been beckoning and bellowing and crying and fighting for on behalf of you, the people of Jost Van Dyke, for over 7 years. And to hear Mr. Smith say, and the minister now say that within the next 2 weeks thereabout, we would have the heavy equipment starting the construction phase for this school, for this multifunctional, multi-purpose educational facility for the people of Jost Van Dyke. I am excited about it.
The Jost Van Dyke Primary School and Multi-Purpose Educational Facility will encompass 13 classrooms, a science lab, a computer lab, a music room, a staff room, kitchen, bathroom facilities, principal's office, storage rooms, a learning resource center, and $75,000 gallon cistern capacity. Now, in addition, viewers, to serving as a school, the facility will also be used as a recreational space and meeting location for community activities. When 284 News returns, Education Minister addresses concerns about the absence of a daycare on Jost Van Dyke. Jasen Penn is confirmed as the Director of Disaster Management, and Cabinet approves a number of new boards as well as a technical review committee to administer the Marine Estate Administration policy. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
You value traditions. Today. You value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer.
You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch again? You don't say you were sick? Why haven't you already rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today. Viewers, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. You're watching 284 News out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. While the new Jost Van Dyke Primary School and multi-purpose facility is intended to serve the community in numerous capacities, that of a preschool or daycare is not on the table at the moment. That was made clear by Minister for Education Cherie B. De Castro while fielding questions from members of the public about the new facility. De Castro, responding directly to a question from a member of the public, said although the government of the Virgin Islands is not responsible for the operation of preschools and daycares in the territory, she has been made aware of the concerns of the Jost Van Dyke community and parents who would like to see such a facility operating on the island, and has noted these concerns. As such, the minister revealed her intention to soon hold meetings to facilitate the necessary discussion with stakeholders to have this need urgently met.
We are in the process of looking to facilitate a meeting with the individuals who have contacted me to have a dialogue with the ministry to see exactly how we could move it forward, because we understand that it's an immediate need, but we understand our current position as well in terms of the current space at the institution as it exists, and we have to ensure that we do not bite off more than we could chew.
The minister's response received mixed reactions from the Jost Van Dyke community, including criticism from one member of the public who labeled, and I quote, "Hoshwag," and demanded that the government make the provisions for a preschool or daycare on Jost Van Dyke in short order. To this, the minister offered what she called a straightforward response.
I can't say here and now what the outcome will be, but what I can say, I preface my former response by saying that traditionally daycares are not run by the government of the Virgin Islands or the Ministry of Education. The private sector has taken up the responsibility across the territory to facilitate daycares. And overall, there's a reality of a lot of factors that would have to come into place.
Some examples of the factors affecting government involvement in the operation of a preschool or daycare in Jost Van Dyke, De Castro explained, included space, human resource, and financial constraints in terms of the potential of hiring qualified teachers and such, which are not currently budgeted for. Mr. Jasen Penn has been confirmed to the post of Director of Disaster Management, having acted since January of 2021. Acting Governor Mr. David D. Archer Jr. said Mr. Penn's confirmation is retroactively effect as of January the 1st, 2022. He also commended Mr. Penn for his hard work in the director capacity that is, thus far, and his commitment to the Department of Disaster Management over the past 23 years. Mr. Archer said, and I quote, "I am pleased and excited to see Mr. Penn confirmed in this role after the strides he has already made towards enhancing his skills in this very important area, and he continues to advance the disaster management program within the territory. I have no doubt," Deputy Governor said, "that the Department of Disaster Management as well as the people of the Virgin Islands will benefit tremendously with Mr. Penn at the helm of the department." Mr. Penn expressed his gratitude for being able to have the opportunity to serve as director, stating, and I quote, "I'm humbled by this opportunity and will continue to serve the people of the Virgin Islands by coordinating the efforts needed to ensure that we are able to sustain and further enhance the internationally accredited Virgin Islands Comprehensive Disaster Management Program," he said. The director also commended his team at the Department of Disaster Management, stating, "I am grateful for the confidence bestowed upon me and thankful to my team for the support they continue to provide." Now, viewers, as Director of Disaster Management, Mr. Penn is responsible for carrying out comprehensive disaster management in accordance with the provisions of the Disaster Management Act and National Disaster Management Plan, through planning, organizing, directing, controlling, and coordinating the work and supervising staff of the Disaster Management Department. Mr. Penn has a Master's Certificate in Development and Public Investment Project Management from the University of Laval, Canada, and a Bachelor of Science in Network and Communications Management from BVI University, Atlanta. He has also a 11.7 Executive Diploma in Management from the Chartered Management Institute, United Kingdom. He previously held several roles at the Department of Disaster Management, beginning with Technical Assistant in 1999. He later became an Emergency Communications Officer in 2003 and held that position for some 14 years before being promoted to Emergency Communications Manager in 2017. He would later serve as Acting Deputy Director beginning October of 2020 before transitioning as Acting Director. Much congratulations is bestowed to Mr. Jasen Penn on his appointment. In a recent release, the Cabinet of the Virgin Islands revealed that it has approved the re-establishment of the Technical Review Committee, which is tasked to advise the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labor on all matters regarding sustainable development of the territory's coastlines, seabed, and marine estate. Now, the release described the committee as an intergovernmental technical body responsible for vetting various applications for the use of the seabed. To that end, it explained that the committee will hold responsibility for the administration of the Marine Estate Administration Policy, which was approved back in 2020, and guides the issuance of leases and licenses for the use of seabed by Natural Resources Ministry. Some of the core responsibilities of the Technical Review Committee in regards to the Marine Estate Administration Policy are as follows: to coordinate and formulate the implementation and public awareness of the Marine Estate Policy and any marine plan, and ensure that they are aligned with all national policies and strategies. To also evaluate and consider for approval by the Minister any project proposals for the use of the marine estate. To facilitate public consultation and cooperation between government agencies concerning any application for the development or use of the marine estate under the Marine Estate Administration Policy. To also develop and regularly update a new schedule of fees to give effect of the requirements of the Marine Estate Administration Policy, including development fees, which will aim to standardize the manner in which government will charge for the use of the seabed. The Cabinet is satisfied that the establishment of this committee represents a significant contribution towards the reform process for, of course, the Crown property and the dissemination of such, and that it satisfies recommendation B30 of the Commission of Inquiry. Now, this recommendation calls for a wholesale review of the processes for the disposal of Crown land to ensure that these disposals are subject to an open and transparent process. Under this recommendation, viewers, the Commissioner listed several considerations, including the following: the establishment of an independent body or independent bodies to consider applications for Crown land disposal for domestic and/or commercial use, the degree and nature of the involvement of members of local community in an advisory capacity. It also stated the criteria for the disposal of Crown land for domestic and commercial use, including whether applications for domestic and/or commercial Crown land by non-belongers ought to be entertained, and if so, the criteria for such grants, which should be both published and applied. In addition, whether there should be any executive discretionary powers in relation to Crown land disposals. According to the release, the implementation of this recommendation formally began on July 31st, and many of the reform initiatives were part of a broader process of reassessing and modernizing the policy and operational framework of the ministry. Now, viewers, when 284 News returns, Cabinet has approved a new BVI Airports Authority Board. In addition to that, they have also appointed a new BVI Ports Authority Board, as well as a chairman. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. You're watching 284 News.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Brilliant Hands and Minds Tutoring Services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
The wait is over! CCT Fire is here! Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire, bring it home and upgrade today.
Viewers, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Now continuing on for more cabinet decisions, His Excellency the Acting Governor, Mr. David D. Archer, chaired a cabinet meeting held on the 29th of August 2022 in the absence of Governor John J. Ranking, CMG, who was presently and still is overseas on annual leave. The meeting was held at the Premier's office conference room, and the following was decided. With all members present, the expiration of the following board members of the BVI Ports Authority Board was noted: Ms. Roxanne Sylvester, Mr. Keith Flax, Mr. Vincent Watley, and Mrs. Patsy Lake's appointment as board members on the 15th of May 2022, and the resignation of Mr. Kelvin Hodge as a board member and chairman on May 12, 2022, and approved the following members of the BVI Ports Authority for a period of 3 years with effect from 29th August 2022 until August 28, 2025, in accordance with Section 1(1)(b) of the first schedule of the BVI Ports Authority Act 1990. Mrs. Roxanne Ritter-Herbert, Mr. David Penn, members of the BVI Ports Authority Board for a period of 2 years with effect from the 29th August until 28th August 2024, in accordance with Section 1(1)(b) of the first schedule. Of course, Mr. Hermina Tench, Ms. Kedreana Parsons, members of the BVI Ports Authority for a period of 1 year with effect from 29th August to 28th August 2023. Former Police Commissioner Mr. Michael Matthews, Ms. Isaiah Grant. Of course, endorsed the Minister's recommendation in accordance with Section 1(1)(a) of the first schedule for the BVI Ports Authority Act 1990 that Mrs. Roxanne Ritter-Herbert be appointed as chairman of the BVI Ports Authority for a period of 3 years with effect from the 29th of August to the 28th of August 2025. His Excellency the Acting Governor again, Mr. David D. Archer, chaired a cabinet meeting that was also held on the 29th, and in that particular meeting, in the absence of Governor John J. Ranking, who was away, the meeting was held with all members present and the Premier's office conference room, and the following was decided. Noted the expiration of Mr. Bevis Sylvester as chairman and Mrs. Patsy Lake, Mr. Kelvin Hodge, and Mr. Marlon Chukatu appointments as board of directors on the 23rd May 2022, and the resignation of Mr. Nathaniel Isaac as a board of director on the 24th of May 2022. In this form, approved the following persons as directors of the BVI Ports Authority Board for a period of 3 years with effect from the 31st of August 2022 until the 30th of August 2025 in accordance with Section 6 of the Airports Act 2003 and Section 8.1 of the Memorandum and Articles of Association. Mr. Theodore Burke, Mr. Michael Thomas, Non-Executive Director. Cabinet also approved the following persons as non-executive directors of the BVI Ports Authority Board with effect from the 31st of August 2022 until the 30th of August 2024 for a period of 2 years in accordance with Section 6.2c of the Airports Act 2003. Ms. Suzanne Daly, Mr. Kevin Foy, and Mr. Selwyn Dawson. Endorse the Minister's recommendation in accordance with Section 8.1 of the Memorandum and Articles of Association that Mr. Theodore Burke be appointed as the non-executive chairman of the BVI Ports Authority Board for a period of 3 years with effect from the 31st of August 2022 until the 30th of August 2025. Noted that the Financial Secretary, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Communications and Works, and the Director of Tourism as ex officio directors with effect from the 31st of August 2022. In addition, the Managing Director of the BVI Airports Authority and the Director of Finance of the BVI Airports Authority as Executive Directors in accordance with Section 6.2 of the Airports Act 2003. In addition, noted that the members of the board would be paid the following stipends for their services by the BVI Airports Authority Limited. Chairman, $1,250 per month. Members, $800 per month, and it decided that the Minister of Communications and Works instruct the Attorney General's chambers to prepare the instruments of appointments. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284media.com, and of course, like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I will see you again tomorrow as I deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. We're 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news right here on 284 Media out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Tuesday to each and every one of you. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye-bye.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Over there. You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?